everyone. My name is Lillian Kennedy, and today I will be walking you through the basics of dRofus Web, as well as some applications of it for punch list. Today, we're going to start by discussing the basics of accessing and viewing dRofus Web. Anyone who has an account with dRofus can access dRofus Web, whether or not they are a typical user of our desktop client. What's great is that dRofus Web has full viewing capabilities for rooms, templates, items, and occurrences, so anything that you would normally see in the desktop client can also be viewed in dRofus Web anywhere that you have access to the internet. To log in, we are going to start by going to web-your server, so in this case I'm going to be using us.drofus.com. This will take you to the same login interface that you would normally see if logging in through the desktop client. I'm going to sign in with Microsoft. And then you'll be able to choose your project you would like to access. This brings you to our dRofus Web homepage. Here you can see some basic statistics and graphs about your project, which can be utilized if you would like for your project. And then same as in the desktop client, on the left, we have our different modules. I'm going to start by navigating to our rooms module by selecting the icon here on the left. The setup is very similar to our desktop client, where we have a navigation pane on the left and list pane on the right. In the navigation pane, our first section is the functional structure, where you will find all of your departments and sub-departments. They will be nested like this, and you can select which one you would like to see. Next, we have our list pane on the right. Here we'll have a list of all of the rooms in whatever level of the function structure you have selected. So here I'm in our human resources department, and I can select any of these offices to see the room properties and data. As you can see here, it brings up our properties pane where I can see all of that information. And you may notice that not all of the properties are appearing right away. Should there be a property that you're expecting to see, but you are not seeing, all you have to do is select empty fields hidden at the top, and then all fields will appear whether they have data in them or not. If you would like to hide fields that do not have any data in them, all you have to do is select all visible fields once again. You can also view items in rooms directly in this property pane. So I can click items in rooms, and it will show me all of the items that I have in my room. I can then select these items and view all of the item properties as well. Once again, if I want to see all of the properties, I can select empty fields hidden, and it will show me all of the properties whether or not they have data in them. To go back to a previous pane, all you have to do is select the back arrow here at the top, and it will bring you to the previous view. I will also show you items. The items module is set up very similarly, where we have item groups at the top with all of our different item groups. And then we have our list pane of the items, and I can select any item to see that item's properties. Once again, I'll select empty field hidden to see all fields whether or not they have data. Something that's unique about the web interface is that we have a separate occurrences module here. As you can see, this shows us all of the occurrences that are currently in our project. So I can navigate to my hospital equipment, and then I can see exactly where this item occurs. So as you can see here, this is located in this operating room, and I can click open and open that room information. So it's another easy way to access all of your items in rooms, either through the rooms module or through the occurrences module. These viewing capabilities can be really useful for someone who may not be accessing the desktop client on a daily basis, such as an executive or an owner on a project, or for any time that you are in a meeting and want to quickly view information but do not have your computer with the desktop client available. You can access this through a mobile device, such as an iPad or a smartphone, or any device that is connected to Wi-Fi or cellular data. What's also great about dRofus Web is not only can you view all of your project information, but you're also able to edit your project through the web interface as well. In the web, you can create rooms, edit properties, create new room types, and add items to room. Coming back to dRofus Web, I'm here in our Rooms module, and I'm going to select a classroom. Looking at the properties, I'm going to choose Empty Fields Hidden to show all of my fields. And now I can come in here and edit any of these properties. So here I'm going to add an owner room number. So I just type it in and click check. I can change the programmed area of the room if I would like. And I can also edit room data. So here I'm going to assign an occupancy of 30 and select that there is wall-mounted equipment in this room. As I mentioned, you're also able to create new rooms. I'll start by clicking Add New up here at the top of the list pane. This brings up an interface to add a room. You'll start by selecting where you would like this room to be within your functional structure, and then you can give it a room name. You can choose this from existing room names or create a new one. So here I am going to create Teachers Lounge, which is already one of my options, so I'll select that. And then you can fill in any of these other fields that you wish, but none of them are required. I'll give it a room number of 602 and click Create. Now that I have created this room, I can go through and assign any properties that I would like. So I'm going to add a note that it was added during meeting with architect. Click check. And also assign it a user room number of 602. Something to note is that when you are creating rooms here in the web interface, is that you are not able to apply a new room data status to it, as in apply a template or add room data. That would have to be done in the desktop client, so that is a bit of a limitation, but you're able to edit any other of the room properties that you would like. You're also able to add items to the room. To do that, you would come to Items and Rooms and click Add New. Now I can select from my different item list. So I'm going to select Furniture, and this indicates that it will create an item list status of unique, as I'm not applying a template, I'm just applying a specific item. This can once again be changed in the desktop client. Then I can click Change and come in here and navigate to my furnishing section and select the chair that I would like to place in the room. I'll click OK. You can change the quantity, and then I can click Create. And now I have that occurrence placed in my room. All of these features are really useful for when you are discussing the plan for the building in early meetings and you want to be able to add rooms and add items to rooms on the go. Another way that dRofus Web is incredibly useful is when it comes to punch list. Punch list is not an easy nor a fun time in a project, but dRofus Web can help you organize all of your information throughout the process to keep it clear and accessible. I'm going to start by coming into our desktop client. Here, we can generate reports on different sets of rooms. Currently, I have filtered this report to give me rooms that have a punch list status of in progress or where there are items to be addressed. I'm going to click OK and then generate. And this will produce a report for me that has all of the rooms that have been marked as in progress for punch list or where there are items to be addressed. As I open this report, you'll notice that there is a QR code for each of these rooms. When these QR codes are scanned, it'll bring you directly to that room in the dRofus interface. You can use any mobile device with a camera to scan these QR codes and access that room. Here I'm showing you using my phone that I can scan the QR code from the report and it takes me directly to that room in the dRofus web interface. Next, I'm navigating to items in room where I can select any item that I've noticed needs to be punch listed. Here I can change the punch list status to damaged, not installed, incorrect installation. I'm going to use damaged in this case. And I can also leave a punch list specific comment. Here I've noted that there's a chip in the top of the chair and that the chair needs to be reordered, as well as the date that I did this punch list review on. Once I have that comment, I can scroll back up to the images section, and here I can add a new image directly from my photo library or by taking a photo in the moment. Here I'm going to take a photo of that chair with the chip in the top of it. And I'm going to add a note as well that says that this image was taken on a punch list walk on today's date. I'll click create, and now that photo is associated with that occurrence. I'm also able to navigate to the room where this occurrence is by clicking the room number. And here I can make sure that the room punch list status is also correct. I'll want to set it to items to be addressed to match the fact that there is a damaged chair in this room. Now, back in the desktop client, I can navigate to the room that we were just looking at. It was classroom 115. And here I can confirm that the room punch list status is items to be addressed. And if I select that classroom chair, I'll see the photo that I just took with the comment that I added as well. When I have the occurrence selected, we'll see that my punch list status here is 1 damaged. And I have a comment up here as well that indicates there's the chip in the top of the chair and the date that it was recorded on. Now I can come back to my reports and exports, and here I have a specific occurrence report that I have created, which includes occurrences that the punch list status is damaged, not installed, or incorrect product / installation. And if I click generate, then it will generate a report that includes the images that I have added, as well as the comments. You can also scan these QR codes and it will take you directly to that occurrence in the dRofus web interface. I hope you enjoyed this overview on dRofus Web, how to view information, edit information, and use it for punch list. It's a great resource for anyone on your project, whether they're a regular user of the desktop client or not. Be sure to check out our wiki pages if you have any additional questions on this information. Thank you.